Jaeger LeCoultre, the watchmaker's watchmaker, the source of endless movements, complications, and classically beautiful, but let's be honest, a little conservative dress style watches. But like the homeschool helicopter parented child breaking free of the nest and going on their first schoolies, when JLC decides to do sporty, it can go a little crazy. And that's what you get with the JLC Master Compressor GMT Diver 159T05. The JLC Master Compressor GMT Diver 159T05 is the kind of crazy you get when someone really commits to an idea. And the idea here is a no-holds-bar, hardcore dive watch designed to be still operating perfectly fine long after its wearer deceased in whatever hellish conditions they tried to go into. There is, on the surface with this watch, zero thought of aesthetics. But that is, of course, a total lie. By 2004, when this watch came out, a mechanical dive watch had long been an anachronism. This watch is cosplay, taken to the absolute limit. But that's its greatness. It really commits and goes to those limits. That massive tank turret of a case with no attempt to soften any blows, the stencil font Arabics, the 1,000 meters of water resistance, all of these decisions add up to a watch which is perfect for what it's trying to convey. There's a magnificence to the apparent disregard of style, especially in a brand like JLC. I imagine a lot of people are looking at a watch like this and asking why. Why would I spend JLC money for something like this? Surely a micro brand like Helm would do as good and be cheaper. And that's where my pictures and the specs are not going to convey just how good this watch is. Let's start with the specs because they are pretty good. 1,000 meters of water resistance, grade 5 titanium, which by the way still looks great after almost 20 years. A JLC movement 975D, specially designed and then built to be especially rugged. It gets to us via the JLC 1,000-hour master control test, comes with a Traveller GMT function and a really cool compressor crown sealing system, 1,000 times better than your normal screw down. Get up close and you can just see that despite the fairly simple, almost crude design, the execution, the construction of this watch is, well, near as damn it perfect. Look at this watch under a macro or through a 10x loop and it's a delight. And that, the cumulative effect of all of those macro level little perfections makes this watch in the hand and on the wrist something really special. It carries an outsized sense of quality. But there is a rub here. For many people, the best place for this watch will be on a bench under a macro lens or in the hand being looked at through a loop, anywhere but on their wrist. The reality is this watch is huge. It is 46.3 millimeters across. It is 55 millimeters lug to lug. It is 17.5 millimeters thick. This watch defines chonk. And even more than its sheer size, there's nothing about this watch that seems to have been designed to make it comfortable. It's almost like they always thought there would be a few millimeters of neoprene between the case back and your actual skin. But then on the other hand, women routinely wear high heels for an amazing and outsized aesthetic effect. Maybe you treat this watch the same way. This is a blokey watch equivalent to high heels. Okay, so in terms of availability, these watches were made between 2004 and sometime in the 2010s. I haven't been able to nail that last bit down. Not made in large numbers, but you will routinely see them coming up on Chrono 24 if you're paying attention. You'll be looking to pay, depending on condition, box and papers, around about $5,000 US. I always finish up with quickfire pros and cons. So Pro 1, this watch has an amazing commitment to an aesthetic and looks unlike anything else you could imagine. Con 1, this watch is as subtle as a punch to the face, and if you don't like its looks, you're probably going to hate the looks. Pro 2, despite everything, the quality shines through. In the hand, on the wrist, under a macro, this watch is amazing. Con 2, unfortunately, on the wrist, it's not particularly comfortable for long periods of time. Pro 3, however, is this watch is absolutely as tough as it looks. Con 3, that operation indicator with the little in place of the second hands is a very cool idea, but is enormously frustrating, and I don't really love it very much. So that is my all-killer, no-filler review of the JLC Master Compressor GMT Diver 159T05. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.